All right, so back at it today. So we currently have the downpipe bolted in nice. It looked like it flattened out pretty good. I don't see any movement in the gasket. Pain in the ass to do on this kit. So if you look down in here, the bolt that is way down the back, like the bolt that goes way down underneath, so there's one here and then there's one on the inside here. You have to thread that one 90% of the way down first. If you don't thread that one 90% down first, the nut will hit the pipe. But if you thread it almost all the way down as the first one before you put any of the other ones on, it'll tighten up at the bottom before you tighten all these up. So then you go ahead and snug it up as best you can with the wrench, because you can only get a wrench. And so what I did is I went and got some grade 8 lock nuts. So these are pinching, good Lord, pinch style lock nuts. They look just like that shape, 8x125. And I went and got a pack at O'Reilly's, and they worked great. So now that we're done with the downpipe getting on, I have to work on the turbo blanket next. I'm also not gonna be locking all this in right here. This is looped right now, but this is gonna be probably teed into the boost controller. Because there's no electronic boost controller for this. It's going to be a manual boost controller, so I'm pretty sure that tees in either right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that tees in right here. So for now, this is just looped on, and that's where that's going to be. But I like to get the bumper back on today, get this taken care of with the turbo blanket clear to the fan somehow, some way. We're going to get it on there, clear to the fan. Yes, we are. Boy, this thing's sick, but it is also way no room here. But if we stuff it in there, we should be able to mark it. We really should be able to mark it, because it's going to pull tight once you get around all this. I really want to get it all the way turned around and not have to cut it and leave the wastegate side open. Another problem you're gonna have here is we're gonna have to unclip the fan plugs. So if you look here, our fan plug is gonna melt. So now that this is bolted in fully, yes, there's some room here, but this is 100% gonna melt. So we're gonna have to do something about the plug here on the fan. It just unclips here and unclips here, and we'll probably just lower it and zip tie it down here to the fan, so you get another inch clearance, and that'll be fine. So just things you gotta pay attention to. We're gonna also swap out the filter. This filter that they give you, it comes with this tube here, but this is just gaudy and a fail point with nothing to hold this. So you have nothing to hold this. You're just going to clip it there and clip it there. So it's constantly going to be like sagging down. And this right here is not needed for our setup. So we're going to delete this pipe. You don't need it. And we're going to get a K&N filter. I'm going to take this over to O'Reilly's right now and measure the diameter of this. It looks like it's 65 to 89 millimeters. So we're going to take it over, match it up with a K&N cone filter that's a little more narrow. And what that narrow filter will give you some more clearance from the AC compressor. And then, like I said, we're going to try to fit this sucker in here a little better. If I can, would be sweet. And then hook up all our stuff to that. Probably put a piece of cardboard in here and pull it real tight. And then once you pull it real tight and get it all hooked up here, it looks like we're clear there on our wastegate. And then we're gonna, so we won't even have to cut it. And then we're just going to pull those springs up underneath and hook the springs right here to that, and that'll be nice and tight and good. And then our turbo blanket will be on, so that'll be sweet. We won't have to cut that, and it'll give us keep this line from melting, keep all the lines from melting on that side. So we're looking good. Then we're gonna put our boost pipe in, but I'm gonna go get that before O'Reilly's closes because we're on a freaking holiday. But O'Reilly's is an emergency care center that has to be open, so they should be open till 7, 8 o'clock at night today. And we are gonna run down there, find out what's cooking, get a new filter for that, hook that fuel line up, hook all the boost pipes up, and put that bumper on. Then all I gotta do is the boost controller and the pump in the back, and we'll be just about good to go. Yeah, so sweet. I gotta put this coolant line on too, but I'm not gonna put the coolant line on until I make sure the downpipe's all set in there. But for the most part, getting close, getting there, looking good. All right, so this is still on for now. Right now I'm so this is how you're gonna want to do this. You want to slide this on, don't tighten it down, but this, I had used the old mouth from the old supercharger kit because it fit the adapting to the new throttle body. So we got our turbo blanket in nice. We got both springs, one pulled under the inside, one pulled on the other side. We didn't have to trim it. It fits the wastegate, no problem. It doesn't interfere with the wastegate. You just keep turning it till it's under the turbo and leave the open side on the wastegate side, and that's how that'll work. And yeah, it fit around the downpipe. I had to kind of squish it in. It may, for a short period of time, it may touch on the pulley, but it's not going to hurt anything. It'll just wear it for a little tiny bit. It's not going to do anything. The turbo is actually not even close to the pulley on this side. It's only on this one, but this is the colder side, compressor side. So we're getting the pipes in. The 4 small clamps go on this one. Well, the 3 small ones, and then the 4th next smallest one goes on the bottom there. So this pipe's in, and now I'm working this pipe slightly to get it in. So right now we got to fit the other one in, and then we'll go from there. But I'll show you a little bit. All right, so it's gonna take. I cut a little longer boot for this, and one thing I want to do next is fit this pipe in on this side real quick here. So we have a cut slot, and it fits in nice. Now, this is what I came up with. Now, I don't like that very much because there's not too much room to clamp here and clamp here. So I think it's gonna work fine, but I think we're gonna try to bottom that out a little bit more. I think that's good right there. I think I like that. That's pretty good right there. So I did cut another pipe. I don't think I'm going to use that cut pipe. I think we're just going to leave that just like this. And that is how that's going to stay. So if you put this pipe on first, and then you set the other one in, it'll fit nice. We're going to put our clamps on and call it a day. What I tell you? Oh, I already got one. I need 1, 2. I need these 3, so you're gonna take your 3 73 to 81 clamps, undo them. I already have one on there. Let's see which way would be probably the best way to do this. Out of the way of the V-band clamp. Dude, I tell you, I'm gonna be a little salty if this V-band I'm gonna put these semi underneath like that. I hope I didn't just block the camera too much. Probably did. Fucking amateur. Yeah, I'm an amateur cameraman. I ain't even go front. We'll get better at it. We'll get better at it as time goes on. If only the horny cameraman wasn't an asshole and wanted to do shop vlogs. Instead, he'd rather take pictures in the cold. But you can do what you like to do, people. I ain't gonna hate for it. Okay, we're gonna snug these suckers up real quick. 10 mil, 10 mil. I don't have a long 10 mil socket, so that kind of sucks. We'll snug it as far as it can go. This one here. Okay, we'll snug that as far as it can go, and we'll tighten it in a minute. Alright, so next on the list are your two smaller ones that are going to go down the bottom here. These are your 63 to 71. Well, that doesn't seem very good. See how these fit. Well, that fits nice. That fits good. We'll be fine. I put a different thickness of boot on using the Vibrant, so it's slightly different, but it worked good. It worked good. Slide these two on here. You always want to use T-bolt clamps when you're doing boost, people. They will hold so much better. I know a lot of the Subaru Cobb kits and stuff don't come with T-bolt clamps unless you order them as an option on the kit. So a lot of that stuff will come as like, you know, something you don't necessarily want. The worm clamps only hold up to a certain amount. Which kind of stinks because I don't think we're running much more than 10 or 15 pounds. This one is a worm clamp because it was what was on here before, and the old one was only running like 12 pounds. So I think we'll be fine when it comes to that. But that pretty much looks like how we're going to have it. Tighten these down all the way. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Ooh. We'll have to get a different socket. I think that's plenty tight for now. Go through and tighten all this down again after. This one I'll be able to get nice and tight. These are nylocks, so you don't want to use an impact on the nylock stuff. You can use those, you know, ratcheting wrench like I just had on there, but like, you gotta be careful when it comes to nylock bolts. Ah, nice, beautiful. And that boost pipe is going nowhere. And of course, I forgot to bring a 10 mil deep socket. Oh no, wait a minute. Lucky day. Lucky fucking day, gentlemen. I did bring one. Well, I'll be. Alright. Don't worry, this is totally fucked. Nothing to see. Alright, I'll take it. Picasso. You want to make sure they're all tight. Bottomed out. Bottomed out. Bottomed out. Boy, these are long and kind of ugly, but we'll take it. All right, take a quick break, and then we. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. This is the clamp for the throttle body, but we had to change it because this is a little bigger throttle body. This might work, but we'll leave it for now. All right, sweet. Oh yeah, we're cooking today. So again, this will be garbage for your intake. I don't need that port. I don't have a TIG welder to cut it and TIG weld it up, and it would be ugly to put it like this or like this and have your intake just constantly flopping. It's a lot stronger to just get a filter that fits on the end of it. The mass airflow goes here anyway, so you don't even have to worry about putting a mass airflow on the intake. You just put an intake on the turbo. For reference, this is my old K&N filter that I ran on my Evo 10, and I am curious. I'm curious to see what the filter size difference is for something that. So this is my Evo 10 filter. That is the turbo that I put in this motor. This is what I was running on my Evo when it blew up. I could literally put the whole turbo inside this fucking thing. This is like a diesel truck, 8-inch. Let me see. It might be 6 inches. 1, 2, yeah, about 5 or 6 inch intake. Yeah, I could fit a whole damn T3 turbo inside that thing. So this was a great filter that I ran on the Evo. On the Evo, the filters go right here, but yeah, I had the big 6-inch friggin' intake on there. I ended up selling the intake to one of my Evo buddies down the way, and I sold the turbo that was with it. The turbo only had like 50 miles on it. Just got rid of it, sold it to him. But I will be using the same size intake on the Evo, but it's going to be 4-inch pipe. I'm going to try to get a 4-inch ETS and run that to the 6-inch outlet, and then I will be running it around back on the Evo to a Zona 109/60. Yeah, no, 105/69. It's gonna get an even bigger turbo. That intake was running 33 pounds. This turbo will run 10 to 15 pounds. Will be sweet. This motor will be so fun. 10 to 15 pounds. He'll be able to just boogie on around, skirt the tires a little more. I'll go ahead and put the blow-off valve on next. And then another day I'm going to plumb, probably tomorrow night I'll plumb the blow-off valve. And then I'll bring the intake tomorrow. And then we're cooking, man. Then we're cooking. We're almost there. I gotta do the I gotta put the O2s in the bottom pipe on the downpipe, but I'm not jacking the car up today. It is literally -5 degrees outside. If I didn't have the big diesel heater, would not be here right now. Okay, so this is what we have. Beautiful tile blow-off valve. Same one I ran on my Evo, man. This thing will blow the hat off your head, man. Tile Q blow-off valve, 50 millimeter. 55 millimeter. What is this sucker? 50 millimeter. So this should come 11 psi spring. We're not changing anything. Yeah, this should be an 11 psi spring. It literally came in the box assembled. So I am not even. Typically they'll come with this. Dropped it. So typically they'll come with an O-ring. I get the O-ring, and then it'll come with this. So what this is for is if you're doing a custom boost pipe, you'll see it's shaped like this. You can put it wherever you want, and then you mark it, drill a hole, and just TIG weld this sucker on there. They have already done that. This pipe comes with it, so junko there. It'll also come with a clamp and your blow-off valve vacuum. So for now, we're just going to install it on. I'm not going to run the vacuum line yet because I have to bring all the vacuum line I have. I have some here, but I don't think it's long enough, and I have better quality vacuum line at the at my shop at work that I will bring. Oh, baby, this sucker's cold. All right, we're gonna have to warm up the O-ring a little bit. Don't put this on yet. Turn the heat on. Oh, it is cold. So just essentially we're just gonna warm this up a little bit. First, and go there. It's a little tricky. Let me warm this up. That's it. We just warmed it up. Just enough to get it to be not stiff. That's how I like to do it. All right. So now your blow-off valve O-rings can go in there. See, before it wanted to close, now it just sits in there real nice. So once you make sure this is going to fit how you want it to go, you got the right size. You're going to make sure you put the bottom O-ring on the top, hold your finger on it, and that's going to be that. So now that you took the things out, now you can hold it in place with nothing but the lovely clamp. So now you can hold it in place with the clamp, and then one of these is going to have threads and one of these isn't. The one that doesn't goes on the side that you don't want it to. The one that does goes right here. Boy, this kind of fits like crap. Oh shit. You may have a problem. Doesn't really wanna. So now you're gonna take your nut, you're gonna go down, you're gonna go over, and per, like I said, per usual, it ain't gonna thread, is it? Okay, should have been a little more prepared. All right, we're gonna try it one more time. I thought that would thread a lot easier. Not sure why I thought that with an eBay kit. Aluminum's not that flexible, so you gotta be kind of careful. Okay, so pop it back off. When you're doing stuff like this, just take your time. Don't stress it. You drop something in the wrong spot. Don't force it. So we're having a little trouble with compressing the O-ring before, you know, like I said, it's 5 degrees in here, people. It is 5 degrees. So one thing I want to do is get the right size Allen ready before. Let's see what size. It's usually a 3, I think. It's a 4. Nope, it is a 4. So it's a 4 on the Allen front. So get your Allen wrench ready. H4. Hold at my mouth. Try again here. So again, how you want to do it? Put the O-ring on this side. It'll be held in by the riblets. Then you can see the bottom. So there's a riblet on the other side. That's one side's male, one side's female. So the way I like to do it is I'll put the female on the bottom and the male on the side. You can see it on the top. Then you get your clamp on. And you get your clamp, hold it. Now you got your clamp in one. There you go. Boy, it wants to move. It's a very tight style fitting system. There's gotta be money. There's gotta be money. A nut right here. But don't panic if it starts to move on you. It ain't gonna go anywhere. Now you got your thing here. So it's an Allen key. You can't really kind of start to thread it. You gotta push in. Strong hands, people. It's got to be lined up pretty good. So now that it's lined up, you can rotate it on the O-ring. I'm going to rotate mine so we can read the tile label. And then this has to be closed all the way down. So you need to pay attention to your gap. And yes, it sounds crazy. No, it's not cross-threaded or anything. It's absolutely perfect. And yeah, it's got to be all the way down. O-ring in there, everything's in there, everything's money. And just keeping an eye on that gap. You'll know when that gap is closed. You'll know when that gap is closed up. It's only an H4. There it is right there. So now your gap's closed up. Blow-off valve's on. You can take your banjo here. Now, when you open the bag, pay attention. Pay attention. So when you open your bag, there's going to be 2 O-rings on one side. Take that O-ring off. Flip it around. These are washers. So we are going to thread this in. I'm going to put it facing down just to thread it. We're probably going to put it sideways like this. It's a 10 mil, it looks like. When you're tightening a banjo bolt, the next thing you want to do is find the wrench that you had in your pocket for the whole day, called the 10 millimeter that I lost like a nut. Alright, whatever. I found this. So you're gonna go, you kind of, if you want it to be horizontal, you have to point it down a little, and then when you start tightening it, that's it right there. Hold your finger on it. Done right there. Tight, done. And that is how you pretty much install it. You're going to run this to your, I got to adapt this boost line here. Either that or I'm going to run it. Yeah, I'm going to run it to the manifold. So I'm almost 100% sure this is just going to run right around here to the back side of the manifold. There's really nowhere else. You could drill and tap a fitting if you wanted to. I don't want to. So we are going to, or there's also a port right here. So I could also run a port here. This is boost. This is boost. Actually, no. This is boost and constant vacuum. So you could run it here, but I want to run it where it's managed. So I think we're going to run it right here. Normally I think I had a vacuum cap on that last time. A lot of stuff doesn't get used. So you have your 2 vacuum ports there. One's for the catch can. One is going to be, this is going to be the return for the catch can. And then we're just cooking. Actually, I might, this is the ventilation for the crankcase. We gotta vent that too to the catch can probably as well. Forgot about that. All right. Anyway, moving on to the glory that is the rest of the stuff every day. But that is how you install the blow-off valve, get some of the turbo blanket problem solved. Our boost pipes are on now, and you know, that's where we're at. So tomorrow we got some more stuff to do. I got to get an intake and stuff. I'm gonna take this off right now, and then